Well, we are finally here to discuss about the deal that went down in late July. Finally, the two players to be named later have been named, and the Blue Jays have acquired Curtis Taylor, Canadian boy, and right-handed pitcher Curtis Taylor, and right-handed pitcher Edisson Gonzalez from the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for Eric Sogard. Now, before anybody even looks at stats and looks at numbers, whatever, you got rid of Eric Sogard and you got two pitchers. That right there is where people sit there and go, ooh, tell me more. Well, I will tell you more. Curtis Taylor, let's start with Curtis Taylor here real quick. He's a 24-year-old guy from BC, and he pitched for AA, the Montgomery. Oh, God, I forgot what their actual name was. 'Cause that's where that Blake Blevins guy, the tragic thing that happened a couple days ago. That's the team he plays on. So down in AA for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 24 at AA. So at that point, I'm sitting here like, okay, that's not the greatest. But his ERA this year in 15 appearances, 3.06. Sounded like he had some injuries to deal with this year. But he had a 3.06 ERA in 15 appearances, and he had 7 saves. That tells me he's a reliever. And what are the Blue Jays kind of lacking in that sense? Relievers. And you bring a guy who's had some closing experience in the minor leagues, so that's good to see. And he's a 24-year-old kid. I mean, you got rid of an Eric Sogard for a 24-year-old reliever who, with the numbers he's having right now in the 15 games he had in AA, he might be in AAA to start next year. I don't know. So, look, I'm not angry. Apparently, he's 6'6", 230 pounds. So, he's not a small guy. He's got that size, and for some reason, the Blue Jays brass love their big pitchers. TJ Zook, Nate Pearson, Alek Manoah, Kendall Williams. We can go on and on. There's some huge pitchers in the Jays minor league system, and you add one and Curtis Taylor. But I don't think he was the main piece of the deal. My main piece personally is Edisson Gonzalez. He's 19 years old. He was in class, I think it was low A, Hudson Valley. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is equivalent to Vancouver for the Blue Jays. So if anybody wondering, what is that equivalent to for the Blue Jays, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't think he was in Lansing yet, level-wise. Hudson Valley, and he pitched 62 and a third innings. So again, not a lot, but he pitched enough to establish, what he's all about. He went 4-2, and he had a 2.45 ERA. That is amazing. And oh yeah, did I forget to mention, he's 19 years old. You're 19, you're in Vancouver-like affiliate, and he's dominating. Another reason why I say he's dominating is because he threw, 62 and a third innings. He had 77 strikeouts. That tells you got a lot of swing and miss this year. The ERA's down. He's young. A lot of good things to look at for Edisson Gonzalez. And oh yeah, remember what Eric Sogard was coming into the year? A minor league deal that started out in AAA Buffalo. And he turned into possibly a half-decent reliever in Curtis Taylor. And Edisson Gonzalez, who could be something big. Could. Big word is could. Now, right now, they weren't in the top 30 prospects for the Tampa Bay Rays organization. You got to remember, the Rays have a ridiculously good farm system as well. Edisson Gonzalez hasn't really made a mark yet. He could be in the top 30. He could be in the Jays' top 30 prospects right now, though. You'll never know. So, Edisson Gonzalez is 5'10". He's 160 pounds. So, I mean, look, I love this deal for the Blue Jays. And if anybody's, wondering, well, James, what do you think about the deal? How would you grade this deal? Well, as of right now, looking at their stats from the other team, knowing what Eric Sogard was, that kind of thing, I would literally give this a B+, maybe an A- or something like that. Because you got two pitchers, one with really high potential, one who could be a pretty good bullpen piece in the near future, for a guy that you signed to a minor league deal that was going to be gone at the end of the year. I mean, are you kidding me? You're telling me that would never happen. You're telling me, if you came into the year and told me that Eric Sogard would give us that, I wouldn't have believed you. I would not have believed you at all. But that's what happened. And when the Jays sign these minor league guys, they sign these one-year deals like a Daniel Hudson, like a David Phelps, like an Eric Sogard was a diamond in the rough that they found, and they just trade him off for two great pitchers. But John Axford last year, Sung Won-Oh that year. You sign those guys, you trade them, you get assets back. Forrest Wall, he's now in AAA hitting 250. Chad Spanberger, he's doing all right. He's around that 240 mark in AA New Hampshire. He could be in AAA next season. Forrest Wall could be in AAA as well. They're right at that brink now. And Sung Won-Oh has gone. And as for these guys, I don't know what they're going to become. But I look at this deal and I say it was a fantastic trade by the Blue Jays, acquiring 2 young pitchers for an older vet infielder, signing a minor league deal right at the beginning of spring training. That's a damn good deal. And I love it. You know what? Everyone wants to rip on Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins, but if anybody tries to for this trade, you just hate them because they're them. You don't hate them because they're making bad trades. Because I think most Jays fans now are starting to look at the minor league crop of pitchers, and we're sitting here like, they look pretty damn good. So, again, until we see it in the big leagues, though, they haven't proved anything. And that's what we want to see. Yeah, Pearson and Zook are having great numbers down in AAA, but you want to see them take that next step. And that's the big part. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this quick video. If you guys enjoyed the video and you guys like the trade, smack that like button to appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on this deal. Do you think you think the Jays got fleeced? Do you think the Rays got fleeced? You think the Jays could have added more? You think the Rays gave up too much? Let me know in the comments below, guys, what your opinions are on this deal for the Blue Jays. I personally love this trade, but you guys could have a different opinion. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments below, all right? So check out my main man, Mo Buckets, on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. The podcast is on there in their bio on the Instagram page, so go check it out, guys. Please do so. My Twitter is down below. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow in Game 1 of the 2-game set against the Atlanta Braves. It's Mike Soroka on the mound for the Braves in his second game against the Blue Jays in like a week, and I don't know what it's going to be for the Blue Jays. They've already done a bullpen day today, so I don't know what the heck's the plan tomorrow, but we're going to have to wait and see how it all plays out, all right? So, guys, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.